What's up, everybody? I'm in my comfy bead chair here. Wait till we get some folks in here. Have ourselves a little Cowboy halftime show, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. Give it a minute. Tweet out the link here. Get everybody all going and whatnot. Oh, go, Cooper Rush, go. Sling that thing. All right, let me tweet out this link here.
Maher's been good on his first two for 25 and 40. He missed a 35-yarder and missed a 31-yarder. And it is good. As time runs out here in the first half, the Cowboys take a lead over the 49ers. 3 Brett Maher field goals and 4 attempts here in the first half.
Tweet that. Put it on Facebook. And we will partake. And we will partake. We will partake. Coach, you just got to evaluate some stuff. What'd you think about some stuff? Everybody do some stuff and stuff. Come on, Facebook, load up so I can share the link. What's up, Bounty by Duty? Oh, you're going to see Mike White. You're about to see him right now, I bet. I bet he gets the vast majority of the second half. I bet that's about to go down. It's about to happen. He's about to go down. Is my internet struggling? No, it's a weird background when I sit here in my chair, my little, my bead chair. I be in my bead chair. I be in my bead chair. What's up, El Mendoza? What you doing, brother? Oh, Mike Honcho. It's always good when we get a Mike Honcho sighting. But why didn't my Facebook loading up so I can share this link? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, y'all? There's a lot of stuff to talk about from that first half. Anything you guys want to talk about? I'm having a party over here. I don't need that open. I don't think. I just need this open. Do this here. Yes. What's up, Shadow Z? Yes, Aaron. The defensive backs, Aaron, that first group I thought looked good. Yeah, that's one of the first things that jumps out is that Jordan Lewis being a backup. That's so dumb. He's so much better than that. He should start on most NFL teams. I hate that they don't. I don't want to bench anybody. I'm just saying that Jordan Lewis is too good to be a backup. So I guess you just have to have awesome depth. Sorry about that. Let me share this Facebook link, folks. And then I'm right with you. We'll talk Cowboys, and it'll be great. It'll be great. Okay, let's talk. Yes, G-rated TV. I thought that was huge. Jon'Vea with the 2 drops because he was also having drops in camp. And my guy, I'm getting worried about my guy, Jon'Vea. They brought him in because they liked his speed. I think they thought there was a little more to his game, but he had that at Toledo too, a little bit of those drops, not the best hands. And so he had a couple on that big Sunday in camp, a couple of drops, and then he's got those, and then he had 2 easy drops in the game, and I think part of it is footsteps, and I don't like that. I don't like that. The guy who really is helping himself is Cedrick Wilson, because, you know, towards the end of camp there, in that second week when Cooper was out, and then sometimes Tavon would take a vet day, you were getting Cedrick Wilson, Jon'Vea Johnson, a little bit of Reggie Davis, but they were all getting shots with the first team. And Cedrick Wilson is the one that's jumping out to me. Like, he can't run like some of these young guys that they brought in can run, but he's just kind of slippery off the line, and he finds a way to get open, and he's got nice hands. So I think right now, if you had to reorder the front runner for that 5th or 6th wide receiver spot, depending on what they're going to do with Noah Brown, I think right now Cedrick Wilson is the front runner in front of Jon'Vea Johnson. And I don't think that was true coming into camp. and I don't think that was true for most of camp. I think they wanted Jon'Vea Johnson to keep that job. OD effect. Jarwin looks nice. Yeah, Jarwin's a good player, man. They'll figure out how to split that up between Jarwin and Witten because Jarwin is a good player, and I think he's faster. They said on the broadcast, and I know it sounds crazy, but I do think he's faster this year than he was a year ago. I think Jarwin looks like he's in great shape. Too many field goals. You think we keep Maher? I hope not. He wasn't good enough last year. He hadn't been good enough in camp, and he hadn't been good enough in this game. So, no, I hope not. I hope that they bring somebody in. Like Matt Bryant's out there. I know he's old as dirt, but he was good for the Falcons last year. Just bring in a consistent kicker. I don't care if you can make it from 60. I care that you're going to make it from 40 and in. So, Brett Maher, I hope doesn't make the team. I hope they find somebody else, and they elect not to go that route because that's just silliness that he's still here, if we're being honest, and I like to be honest. Yeah, Tristan, I would have liked to see him finish those drives too. Like to see him score touchdowns. But, the only drive that I would really worry about was the first one. And if you want to talk about that first drive, I would say Dak looked good. Like the numbers are going to say 4 for 4 for 20-something yards, which is a low yards per attempt. But pushing the ball down the field for that pass interference to Gallup, that was huge. It was a huge part of that drive. So Gallup's got, 2 catches for however many yards, probably like 18 or 20, but he's also got that big PI, which doesn't go in the stat sheet, but it gets you moving down the field, and that's why you got to push the ball down the field in today's NFL because you get rewarded for it. So that I thought was really, really good. Jake, Rush didn't look horrible, plenty of pathetic drops. I agree with you. I think Cooper Rush looks solid. Mike White needs to play well in the preseason if he wants to be on the team because I can't see him keeping 3 quarterbacks this year because the backups aren't worth it, if you're being honest, It's a guy like Cedrick Wilson. It's a guy like Donovan Olumba or Mike Jackson Sr. or a defensive lineman. That's who gets cut if you decide that you want to keep a third quarterback, and these guys just aren't good enough for that. So Cooper Rush, I think this is a nice start to his preseason. I think he's been better than Mike White in camp, and he should be the guy. G-rated TV. Cheeto made some nice plays today. He did. Cheeto looked good today. Got away with a little tug on a jersey. I don't know if in the regular season if they're going to throw a flag and overturn that because I do think that's kind of part of it. It's those little tiny tugs. That's called a vet move, man. That's what you do. That's what you do. Brandon, hope Luke isn't hurt too bad. I agree with you. Luke Gifford's had a really nice camp. The dude broke his finger, the compound fracture style, so like the bone was sticking out this way. And most people, you're not going to just immediately go play football again, but he wants to make the freaking team. So he splinted it up, and he was right back at practice the next day. And he's out there having a great game with a pick, a really nice play in the run game. And Luke Gifford, I think he has a shot to make the team, but that looked really bad on his ankle or leg. So we'll have to see what that is. Taco trying his hardest to stay. That's a big year for Taco. Taco has to make plays in the preseason. I don't think they'll cut him because it would cost you more than his salary to cut him. But, yeah, this is a big year. This year basically determines Taco Charlton's NFL career. John says, I love seeing Gallup running a different route besides a go route. I agree with you, and they were doing that in camp too. A lot of quick routes, a lot of slants, a lot of in routes. He told me that his favorite route is the 18-yard in route. Red zone sucks again. What are you going to do? There was one drive. Hopefully they do better next time. Why didn't Pollard get more touches? I think because they think highly enough of him that they're already protecting him just in case something doesn't get done with Zeke. So I think he was with the first team, like you got that drive in, and good for you. That's what we needed. Is it me or every back outside of Pollard has struggled? Yeah, but I think that part of what that is in preseason football, backup defensive linemen are generally better than backup offensive linemen. So to me, it was encouraging that first run, Pollard popped for 7 or 8 yards because that means the first team offensive line is getting it blocked up. When all 22's out, I'll go look at Travis Frederick and see how he looked in those snaps. But I think that's just a nice start for the starting offensive line. And when you're running behind backups, a lot of times it's going to be tough. Worried about Maher? Yes, they should cut him. Wilson looks good. Cedrick Wilson is money. Yes, Cedrick Wilson is doing himself a huge favor. I think he's putting himself as a front runner for a roster spot, which is awesome. I don't know what's going on with Guyton. I'd like to see him get out there too. I bet he gets out there in the second half, but we're probably seeing the pecking order of these receivers. Maybe Wilson, Jon'Vea, and then Reggie Davis are all ahead of Guyton right now. Jake says, is Noah Brown 100% on the roster? And your thoughts? I don't know. My assumption was if he couldn't get on the field, it would be tough to make the team. But then we talked to Stephen Jones, and he made it sound like, he was pretty safe. He was like, oh, we consider him to be a real NFL receiver. So I don't know on Noah Brown. Keep both Johnson and Wilson. You can do that if you let Noah Brown go. Hi, AB. Jordan Lewis thoughts. I love Jordan Lewis. I always have. I hate that he doesn't, quote, fit what Chris Richard wants, because Jordan Lewis is a football player. And Richard did talk about it. Like, he was like, hey, don't pretend like I don't like the guy. He's like, we have a prototype. Like, we have what we look for. And just because he doesn't fit, it doesn't matter, because he's got heart and he's a football player and he can ball. How come we didn't see Alfred Morris? Maybe they don't feel like they need to, or maybe we're about to. Are you keeping 4 running backs? Well, Zeke, 1. Pollard, 2. I think they'll keep Olawale as a fullback. And then we'll see between Alfred and Mike Weber and Jordan Chun. Maybe one of those guys can make it. I like the play calling from Kellen Moore in the first half. Yeah, I don't think they're showing much, because in camp it was tons of shifts, tons of motions. And here I think they're just going pretty generic, and they're not going to show anybody anything, and I'm totally cool with that. Brian, the ones look good. Yep, and that's all that matters. First team defense looked good. First team offense looked good. If no Zeke, what's our record? The exact same as it would be with Zeke. Maybe 1 game less. You know how I think about running backs. I haven't heard much of this other linebacker that just got hurt. Well, his name's Luke Gifford, and he's had a really good camp. Babe was talking about it on the broadcast a little bit. They did have him rush the passer a lot at Nebraska, but playing as an off-ball linebacker in camp, he's really impressed, and he's been doing a lot of special teams, kind of worked his way up to running with the 2s on defense, and he's had a really nice camp. I hope that he's going to be okay, because he was playing his way into being a real consideration to make the team. Let's see here. I love when people are freaking out over one drive. Nah, no big deal. Dak did run a good route and make a nice catch. He probably should have just batted it down, but that's just instincts. You can't turn off instincts. Why aren't the Cowboys bringing Matt Bryan in? They probably should. Changes in the second preseason game? None. Starters will play a little bit more. We'll get a little better feeling for what the depth chart looks like based on the order that guys go in. And that'll be all good. Rush looked pretty good. I do think Rush looks pretty good. Taco did get a little pressure on the quarterback, so that's nice. Weber doesn't look that great because he's running behind the 2s, but I also, when he was in college, didn't think there's anything special about Mike Weber. I don't mean that as a knock. He's a solid running back. There's just no trait that he has that you go, oh, heck yeah, that thing is awesome. Does McGovern get a backup job when he's back? I hope. He should be close to getting back on the practice field. I saw him in full pads doing conditioning work on Wednesday or Thursday out there on the field, so he's getting close. Suafilo is not good. I don't want him to have to play. 81 or 16. Right now I would say 16. I'd keep Cedrick Wilson over Jon'Vea Johnson. I really like Jon'Vea Johnson, but I actually really liked Cedrick Wilson. I had him as a 4th or 5th rounder when he came out. They got him in the 6th. Sup, Bean Burrito TTV. How are you, brother? I agree with you, Camp. I would go for it on every 4th down because it's training camp. I am not still in Oxnard, Jerry. I am back home. Don't forget Darius Jackson. No, they're not going to break out the playbook, Jeremy. You're right. Bishman. Yep, Wilson does a nice job running the routes and catching. We need to stop disrespecting running backs. We sound crazy on the radio. Man, I'm just bringing you the facts. Not like everybody's hating on the facts. It's messed up. If Zeke holds out, who do I have starting it? Oh, it'll be Pollard. Yeah, Pollard will be the guy. Faux show. Thoughts on Christian Covington? I haven't noticed him in the game yet, but in camp I noticed him a lot. He's been the 2nd team nose tackle, and he's been really tough. He's been really making it tough on the offensive line and making it tough for them to run the ball. What should Dallas do with the 32nd pick in 2020? Pick a receiver or a corner. Or, oh man, it's the second half of Cowboys football, y'all. I'm going to bounce up out of here. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Maybe I'll pop this back on post-game if y'all want me to. But I do I love you guys. All right, enjoy the second half, folks. Go Cowboys.